Hi, my name's Mish and this is Ben, and today we are practicing Yin Yoga. This class is called Yin Yoga for Men as Ben is practicing with me, but it's really welcoming for anyone. So anyone can do this class. You might like to do it with a man you love in your life or just anyone who feels like practicing with you. You'll need blocks potentially. If you've got a bolster or a pillow at home, that could be useful, or even a foam roller if you have one of those. So any of those props, if you have all of them, bring them with you, or if you've just got one or two or some pillows, just work with what you've got. We use all of these as props to sort of support the body as we practice. So let's begin. Find a seated position. And you can sit either in a kneeling position or you can sit in an easy cross leg, either or are fine. And you might even like to utilize one of your props, perhaps sitting on a bolster or your block or whatever makes you feel comfortable. I'm actually just going to show you one of the ways that you can choose to support yourself with your block. So you just sort of stack them up underneath the sit bones and create a little seat for yourself. So if that feels more comfortable, or your hips are quite tight or your quads are tight, you can always utilize your props and kind of use your intuition to see how it might support the body. So we always want our joints to be supported in this practice, really. But as you start to find your seat, just beginning to close your eyes down now, and we will start with a deep breath in and a long emptying breath out. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through nose or mouth. Letting the eyes close down, letting your spine sit nice and tall, breathing in and breathing out. Just take one more big breath in and a long emptying breath out. Letting all of the energy of the day or your week, any stress, just melt away as you drop into this beginning of your practice, this moment to connect with both your body, your breath, and all of the sensations in between. So as you can see here with Ben, he's requiring a little bit more cushioning. So yeah, using your intuition, if you need to support yourself, particularly the joints, feel free to add some more cushioning. So from here, we're going to bring in 5 rounds of breath retention. So open the eyes, sweep your hands all the way up, and on the exhale, wrap them around and to the side. Catching a bind at the lower belly, we're going to take our 5 breaths. On the inhale, you'll bring your hands up towards the third eye between your eyebrows, and we'll hold our breath for 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale as you push your hands back down towards the belly. Breathing in, draw your hands all the way back up towards the third eye. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2. And exhale, push it back down towards the belly. Inhale, draw the hands all the way up. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale, hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale. Last round, breathing in, holding for as long as you can this round. Exhale whenever you feel ready. All right, feeling a lot more grounded in the space. Breathe in, sweep your hands all the way up, and exhale, bring them back down to your heart. 2 more like that. Inhale, sweep the arms wide, and exhale, bring your hands back down to your heart. Last one. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And then exhale, just fold forward and find a position now for your cat-cow thoracic spine stretch. So moving all the props out of the way, you can just take them to the side of your mat. Pressing the shoulders over the wrists, knees are hip distance apart, and then unfurl your toes so your feet are flat to the mat. Beginning to dome out the upper thoracic spine, tuck your chin to the chest, hug your belly into the ribcage, and actually activate the core as you feel that release in your body. Breathe in as you begin to drop your hips and lengthen, looking up through towards the ceiling above. Exhale as you dome the shoulders out, tuck your chin to the chest, hug your belly into the ribcage, accentuating that curvature in the spine. Breathe in, drop your hips, lengthen. Exhale, shoulders dome out. Inhale, dropping and lengthening. Exhaling and inhaling. And then we'll just start to stir our hips side to side, sort of easing into our bodies, allowing for a bit of free movement, shifting side to side. And after a few rounds side to side, you can then start to sort of bring your body weight back and forth. So just really bringing your awareness to all the different joints in your body, noticing all the different muscles, all the different tissues, all that you can feel here as you really drop into the body, any niggly spots. Then widening your knees a little bit more, and we'll ground in our first child's pose shape. So giving yourself enough space that you can relax into your child's pose. You might even like to place a bolster underneath your belly and sort of rest your body weight there. The bolster can just help you to relax deeper into the shape. It may feel comfortable or necessary, it may not. Just noticing how the shape works. So if you don't have a bolster, you're also welcome to use a pillow. I find using the really cushiony supports really lovely and grounding way to practice Yin Yoga. So this particular shape, it is considered an earth element pose, meaning it activates, it targets many of the different meridian lines associated with the earth element. And it's very grounding. It immediately brings you down to earth. It grounds you into your body, and it brings all of your awareness and sensitivity towards the body, all that you can feel, perhaps in your lower back, perhaps in your hamstrings, the chest or the shoulders. It brings your attention towards the breath as it moves in and out. And it's a really nice grounding way to begin the practice of Yin. So allowing yourself to find stillness as much as you can as we drop into these shapes. If you've never practiced Yin before, it's very slow. We have longer holds, and it's not so much about accessing deep stretches in the muscles themselves. It's actually more about relaxing your muscles so that we can target the connective tissue and the fascia, which sits beneath, deeper than the muscles. So this is really accessed through stillness, longer holds, deep breaths, and giving yourself enough space to relax and ground. We will be incorporating rebounds as well today, which is the most Yin aspect of the class itself. Rebounds are where we completely relax and let go, and it's a moment just to be, not to need to be doing anything at all really, just to give your nervous system that space to completely let go. As you hold your child's pose, beginning to deepen the breath just a little bit more. Relaxing the muscles of your face, relaxing the jaw. You might even turn your cheek the other way if it's been facing one direction the entire time. And then slowly begin to press back up and take the time to ease out carefully of the shape as we start to prepare for our next posture. The next movement we'll be moving into today is known as your dragon pose in Yin Yoga. It is sometimes titled like a low lunge or you might be more familiar with it as like a lizard lunge. We'll be starting by taking our left leg forward. So stepping the left foot outside your left wrist, lining the knee over the ankle joint, and doing your best to ground that left big toe down towards the earth. Now, once you find this position, it tends to look very different on all of us. As you can see, I'm supporting Ben here with a bolster. So one variation is actually to take a bolster or some pillows behind that back knee so you can sort of lean that back thigh into the support of the bolster. Sometimes that can feel supportive and sometimes it might not do much at all. So it's really a matter of figuring out which variation here suits your body. As long as you've got that front knee at a 90-degree angle where the knee stacks over the ankle and the big toe grounding, you can start to vary the posture a lot from there. So you could also utilize blocks by placing blocks underneath the hands or a bolster underneath the hands. I'm aiming to have our heart space quite open, so there's sort of this openness through the chest where there's no need to sort of hunch the shoulders, and you can also relax the neck. Sometimes you need to also find a way to support the back knee. If you've got sensitive knee joints, as you can see, I'm just placing it's actually a jumper underneath Ben's back knee. But if you've got a towel or anything that you can use, a blanket can also be useful just to support the joints, because we are in these poses for longer durations of time. The main thing that we focus on and that we emphasize of high importance is supporting our joints. So if you get even the slightest little sensitivity or niggly spot that you might feel you want to support, do so. It's a sign from your body to just take it back, regress the shape, or choose something a little bit more supportive with your props. But if you are more flexible and you would like that deeper stretch and your body allows you to go there, you might drop onto your forearms like I am doing. So choosing the variation that suits you, beginning to close your eyes down and then relax everything as much as you can. Relax the back of the neck, relax your face, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders. Concentrate on your breath as it moves in and out. Even noticing any rigidity that might show up in different regions of your body. Tension in the shoulders, a clenching of your wrists, a tightness through your core. Scanning the body for those regions of tension and doing your best to soften and let go. Every exhalation is an opportunity for you to release and for you to let go. And if the sensations are strong, maintain this deeper, louder, fuller breath. So allow the breath to expand into your belly and then move up to your chest, your lungs, your upper back. Allow the fullness of that breath to flow in like a wave of water, rushing over your entire body up towards the top of the head, and then flushing any tension, any stagnation, any rigidity back down towards the tips of your toes. Where you can even begin to utilize this breath work as a means to guide and send energy to anywhere that you need it. It's not that the breath itself is the energy, but this prana or chi, this life force, it's said to ride the breath like a wave. So with your focused awareness and intent, you can actually send that energy wherever you need it in the body. Imagine that you're sending it there through the breath and through your focused awareness. We'll stay here for about 3 more big breaths. And then slowly start to find your way on that third breath, just back out of that shape. And in between, we'll either just ground in a child's pose, so just taking that moment to ground in child's pose, or otherwise on your knees in a kneeling position in between. This is just sort of a resting space for you to ground the energy of that shape. So wherever feels best, wherever your body intuitively would like to go in between, just allow yourself to be led to that space. And deepening your breath, noticing the effects. Notice all that you can feel here, where the energy or the blood flow might be moving in your body. Relaxing your face, relaxing your jaw, allowing yourself to stay steady and still. And take one more big breath. And we will begin to prepare for our dragon pose on the right leg, which is our second side. So we come back up onto all fours and step your right foot outside the right wrist. And again, you might need the same sort of props going on. Try to mirror what worked out well for you on the first side. So again, you might be supporting that back knee with a blanket or a towel or a jumper if you've got a rainbow one like me lurking around. You might like to utilize your bolster underneath the hands or have blocks supporting your hands. Or maybe you're actually quite comfortable in this shape just as you are without the use of the blocks. But just notice as you start to really drop into the shape, you can give yourself that moment to just readjust, find your alignment, make sure you feel just right. You can widen the stance, so you might even take the right foot off the mat on a diagonal. See how my foot is sitting a little bit wider than the mat? Sometimes that can work well too. Resisting the urge to tighten or contract your core, relax your shoulders, relax your face, relax your jaw. And allow yourself to get loud here with your breath if you'd like to. You can breathe in through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose, letting all of that tension just drop away with the exhales. Whether that tension be purely physical, whether it's mental or emotional, just letting it out. You don't even need to logically understand what this tension is, just focusing on the sensation of how good it feels to release and let go with the breath out. Relaxing your face, resisting the urge to tighten, to resist or avoid. Can you rather lean in and be with the sensations fully? Can you find the courage to be here now? We'll stay here for about 5 more deep breaths. So this shape is actually known to target the meridians along the inside of the groin, which is your liver meridian, as well as the stomach and spleen meridian, and even the kidney meridian, which runs from the second toe up into the base of your foot, into the ankle, and then runs up the back of the leg. So Yin Yoga is very focused on the meridians, which are the energy channels in your body, but also the fascia and the connective tissue, which is more physical. Slowly start to find your way out on the next breath in, taking your time to exit, not rushing out, just taking it slow. Moving the props out of the way. And then we will find our way onto our backs for a rebound in between. So coming down onto your back, lengthening your legs along, letting your palms face up and your eyes closed down. As you find this rebound, you can completely let go. Just notice what you feel. Notice where the energy is moving, where the blood is flowing, all that you can sense in this body of yours in this moment now. All that's present for you now. Letting go of the past, letting go of the future, and rather just being here now with the simplicity of this moment. Staying with those deeper breaths and allowing them to flow in and out in whatever pace or variety suits you, whether you'd like to continue with the deeper breaths or just allow the breath to become more steady and gentle now. Feeling all of that yang and strong, intense energy beginning to dissipate, the stronger sensations from the posture that has come before. So slowly beginning to come back up to a seated position to prepare for our next shape. So without needing to rush up there, just slowly finding your way up where we'll prepare for this. This is another earth element particular pose. It really activates the Achilles in their feet, your toes, and the front line of your body. So up along the quadriceps, you'll feel quite an intense stretch, and it's called toe stand or toe cruncher. So you might like to place a towel underneath the knees, or otherwise just roll your mat up in half so you've got some cushioning underneath the knee joint itself. And then you come up onto your knees, so your knees are hip distance apart, your toes are tucked, and you just then sink back so your bottom sort of hovers or just rests lightly above the ankles, and then you might feel a stretch starting to open up the quadriceps at the front of your thighs, or maybe it's more intense in the feet themselves. As you find your toe cruncher or toe stand shape, begin to open your arms wide, and on the exhale we're going to hook the left elbow underneath the right elbow, and then see if you can catch the right wrist with your left hand. So you'll end up in this sort of double bind, and it's a really strong stretch for your scapulars, the shoulder blades, as well of course the legs themselves. So if that didn't quite work out, just try it again. Open your arms wide, taking the left elbow, bend it and hook it underneath the right elbow, and then catch the right wrist, or get as close as you can to doing that with the left hand. Then draw up through your elbows, but draw down through the shoulder blades. Okay, good. Once you've found your eagle arms, close down your eyes and you can sort of nestle the head into the arms, and then doing your best to maintain the toe stand. This one can be really quite intense. It can be really strong. So the best thing to do with the strongest sensations is to maintain the breath. Know that this too shall pass, and that the sensations are only temporary. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out through nose or mouth. Breathe into your belly, let the region expand with breath. Bring your breath up towards your chest, your lungs, your upper back. We've got about 3 more breaths on this side. Doing your best to relax into the shape. To be with the uncomfortable sensations. And then begin to open your arms wide. Maintaining the toe stand, we're going to take the right elbow underneath left, and then see if you can catch the left wrist with the right hand. So same thing, second side. Then as you find that bind, Draw up through the elbows but down through the shoulder blades. Come back into toe stand and close down your eyes. We've got 5 more deep breaths in through the nose and long emptying breaths out. Breathing in and out. Let all of the challenges rise to be felt and experienced. And trust that you can handle it. Beginning to slowly find your way out, you can open your arms like wings, and then we'll just flip over onto this position on all fours. Let the feet hover in the air behind you and you shake them out. So you'll just feel any tension in the ankles, in the feet or toes sort of empty out as you shake those legs out or shake the feet out. Once you've had enough of a little shake out, we'll come down and rebound that shape once again. So allow yourself to ground back on your back, palms facing up, eyes closed down, feet hip distance apart. Take a deep breath in and a long emptying breath out. Taking 2 more big breaths in. Long breath out. We've got 1 more big breath in. And then exhale, just relax. Witness the echo, witness the effect of the shape, the integration in your body. Witness whatever is present in your mind, your heart, your spirit. Trusting that you have the power within you to achieve anything. You have the capabilities to change your life in any moment. You have the capabilities to redirect your path if it's not aligned. You are in control. So from here, we'll slowly come up to a position where you're still on your back, but you're just bringing your knees into your chest for a bit of a cuddle, a bit of a circle, and a stir. Feeling that release in the lower back as you continue to circle from side to side or back and forth, moving quite intuitively and fluidly, as if water was moving through your body as you circle and stir around. Or rather embodying the qualities of water within yourself. Then either just stay with knees bound around your chest, or you can sweep your legs higher and catch happy baby. Catching either the ankles or the big toes with index and pointer, bend your knees, and finding this deep stretch through the lower back, the hips and the groin. It tends to feel different for everyone. You might feel it a lot in your hamstrings. So you can stay here as you are without any props in a happy baby, steady and still. Or if it feels like you'd like to prop yourself up, you can also try a happy baby using a pillow or a bolster or even the foam roller underneath your sacrum or the block. And as you sort of take that support underneath the sacrum, you then return your legs into happy baby, and it just gives you a deeper stretch. So it actually brings it a little bit more into the lower back and a little bit into the mid back and more into the groin. Happy baby is a really great liver meridian stretch, as this inside channel of your legs, that's where the liver meridian runs. It runs up from the inside of the feet up towards your midline, towards the liver itself, and then up towards the eyes. So if you feel a lot of tension along that inner channel, that can be targeting any stagnant energy that needs to be released or moved through that liver channel. So it's also good, as the liver is an organ which works with the blood. It helps to nourish the blood and the lymphatic system, really sort of flushing out any stagnation from the blood itself. So just continuing to breathe into the stretch. And to carry on that theme of this ability to change is a quote from The Courage to be Disliked. And that is, "This very moment we can change our lives. There never was a moment and never will be when we are without the power to alter our destiny. This second we can turn the tables on resistance. This second we can sit down and do the work. You're always in control. You always have the capacity to change. You always have the capacity to dream a new dream, to try again, to keep going." To know that failure is only another opportunity to grow and to gain wisdom and experience. So if you haven't followed us down already, just allow yourself to ground into this shape, which is your shavasana or rebound, and just relax as much as you can here, deepening your breath, relaxing your face, relaxing your chest, relax your entire body, allowing yourself to ground for a moment. Okay, so just coming up to our next shape, which is butterfly. Butterfly is a really great one for the lower back region. This, Ben expressed, was his favorite pose. He loves this one. It can be done just by bringing your feet together and your knees wide ahead of you, like little butterfly wings, or you can utilize a bolster, so you can place that bolster underneath the knees like Ben is doing, or you can use blocks under your knees. There's a few different ways you can prop it up, so just play around with it. If one way feels more your style, trust that intuition your body is giving you and go with that one. You can also stack your blocks up ahead of you, sort of resting the blocks underneath the third eye point, or that's actually the liver point. Apparently there's a point for your liver just between the eyebrows, so propping blocks up between the eyebrows can also be a good way. You might like to just let your hands rest out ahead of you, or you can glide the palms underneath the ankles and as much as you can fold into the shape, allowing your upper body to just sort of surrender in. So the more that you can relax the neck, the face, the jaw, the shoulders, the more you'll start to feel that opening around the hip extensors into the lower back and the back portion of your hips. And then relax your belly even as well. So even though we're compressing that stomach meridian at the front and we're compressing the stomach and belly space, resist the urge to tighten through there. Do your best to just release and let go. We want the energy to flow freely through our bodies, and that comes through relaxing the muscles and taking deep breaths. And then also by relaxing the muscles and deepening your breath, you are gifting your body so many other benefits. You're bringing fresh oxygen to the cells. You're activating the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the nervous system which activates when we are resting and recovering and replenishing the body. when you activate this parasympathetic response, you actually help to inhibit the release of stress hormones like cortisol flooding through your body. An excess of cortisol can cause us to have issues with our sleep and all kinds of things like that. So by just deepening your breath, feeling this surrender, allowing your body the space, your nervous system, the space to truly just let go. To teach your body physically and energetically that it is safe to let go. And those are the moments where you'll feel your nervous system really switch from sympathetic, fight, flight, and drop towards parasympathetic, rest and safety. And if you're not there yet, just keep coming back to the breath, breathing in and cycling that tension out, letting all of that heavy energy dissipate breath by breath, or breathing into those spaces in the body that feel tense or uncomfortable or tight, and remembering that it's temporary. This feeling won't last forever. And you can handle it. All right, slowly coming out of your butterfly stretch. And from here, we'll just slowly come down onto our backs. So again, removing all of the props and giving yourself that space to soften and relax without your body touching any props. You're just completely relaxed on your mat, grounded again in the space. Deepening your breath, relaxing. Knowing that you always have the power and the capacity to choose again. That reality is subjective, meaning there is no fixed reality. The story you tell yourself about your life, about your situation, about whatever it is you're traversing in life and how challenging it is, that story, it's actually contrived by your own mind. So rather than choosing to focus on the negatives and weigh yourself down with a heavy attitude, why not make your attitude a wonderful one and be your biggest fan and remember and know that you're capable of achieving great things and more. We are not determined by our experiences, but the meaning we give them. The meaning we give those experiences is self-determining. You can change and be happy from this moment forward. It's actually your choice. Okay, from that rebound, we're actually starting to move into our next shape, as you may have seen, which is, this one's called Pontoon. So I'm just setting up Ben for it, and you'll see there's a few different ways you can work with it. So I've given him a bolster underneath his sacrum, but you can also try it with a pillow or a foam roller or even a block. The point is to create this sort of back bend. So he's started in a bridge pose, he's walked his knees in, and then he's extended his legs out long. So the bridge pose is the best way to sort of get that support underneath the lower back. And then once he's legs are extended, he can either just stay there, or he can actually bend one knee and bring it in towards his chest. That will bring in a deeper stretch through his hip flexor. But if that doesn't work, if it feels a bit too strong of a stretch, then you can stay in the pontoon shape as it is. So you might just let your legs lengthen long and sweep your arms up above you. So you've got the support around the sacrum, lower back region, and the front body is getting a nice big extension. So you'll feel it as a back bend and an extension along the front line. So I'll show you with a block. So as you come in, you start in a bridge pose, so knees are bent, feet are hip distance, guide the block underneath your sacrum or your bolster or whatever you're using. Sweep your legs long and then sweep your arms long. Option to stay there like Ben is, or for a deeper stretch, bring your right knee in towards your chest and catch either the top or underside of the right knee with both hands. And then just come back to your breath as you find that either quite strong or gentle stretch, remembering to soften and expand and utilize that breath as a means to keep bringing you back to to the present moment. This one's a really great one for both the water and earth element meridians, which run along the front and back of the body. So it's a really good kidney meridian sort of shape with that block or bolster situated underneath the lower back region, but then also it's great for the stomach and spleen meridians, which run along the front line of your body. When we're speaking muscularly, we've got our psoas and the hip flexors along the front of your hips, hip extensors as well, piriformis, all those different muscles, getting a nice stretch, and then even going deeper to the tissues and fascia around those regions. So just switching sides if you've chosen to bend your knee like myself, sweeping the right leg long, bringing the left knee in. If you're in the pontoon, just stay there a little bit longer and keep resting in the quality of the breath. We'll stay here for about 5 more deep breaths where you are, guiding your awareness down to the sensations and allowing yourself to relax into those sensations. Okay, beginning to release the left leg on the next exhale, and we'll slowly find our way out. So walking your feet back towards bridge pose, activate your glutes and then thrust your hips high as you begin to release your prop from below you. And then as you come down, let your knees knock inwardly, so there's an internal rotation, the knees fall together, sort of knock-kneed, but you keep your knees bent and you should start to feel a release in your lower back. And this is a really nice way to exit that one, particularly if the sensations do feel quite strong in the lower back region. If that's felt like a big back bend for you, you'll feel sort of all the blood flow and the energy moving to that lumbar spine region. So feel free to stay in this variation of a rebound for as long as you like, or if this feels better, just rest there for a moment. Otherwise, if you're comfortable to, you can rebound in Shavasana. We'll just deepen our breath, coming to that full sensation of letting go and relaxation. And feel free to ground now in Shavasana for as long as you have the time to relax and rest for. If you do have extra time today, feel free to just stay here and be here for as long as you need to be in this meditative resting pose, to be in this place where you absorb all of the energy of your practice, where you give your nervous system that space to rest and replenish and rejuvenate. And if you're practicing with someone like I am today, you might like to get up and give each other a little head or foot massage, or otherwise just be here where you are. Deepening your breath and letting go. Thank you for watching so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your energy. Feel free to come back and practice with me again. Namaste. When you feel ready, you can slowly find your way back up from your resting pose and come to completion.